tunnel narrowed even further as Ethan and Lara pushed forward, the walls closing in like the grip of some unseen force. Every step felt heavier, as though the very stone beneath their feet was trying to resist their passage. Evan's breath was shallow, his sword still gripped tightly in his hand, while Lara moved beside him, her senses alert to every sound. They had escaped the creature for now, but they both knew that the danger was far from over. The low, rumbling growl still echoed in the back of their minds, the memory of its tendrils snapping at them like something alive and hungry. Lara paused suddenly, her sharp eyes scanning the walls around them. "Wait," she said softly, raising a hand to stop him. "Something's different." Ethan stopped beside her, looking around with caution. The tunnel ahead was still dark, and the air was thick with the smell of damp earth and ancient stone, but there was something in the silence and it's off. "Different how?" he asked, his voice low. "Feel it," Lara said, her fingers brushing along the smooth stone. Ethan stepped closer, his senses heightened, but he couldn't place it. It was as if the very air had changed, heavy and unexpected, like the quiet before a storm. Before he could respond, a soft hum filled the air, vibrating through the stone beneath their feet. It was a low, almost imperceptible sound, but it was there, growing steadily louder. Ethan tensed, his hand instinctively came to the hilt of his sword. "Magic," Lara whispered, her eyes narrowing. "It's coming from deeper inside." Ethan's grip tightened. "We're not alone." They moved forward again, this time more cautiously, following the faint hum that pulsed through the walls like a heartbeat. The passage seemed to stretch endlessly, twisting and turning in ways that made no sense. Time and space felt warped in this place, and Ethan began to wonder if they were walking in circles. Finally, they reached a large chamber, and like the others they had encountered, this one was not empty. In the center stood a massive stone structure, towering and intricate, covered in runes that pulsed with the same eerie blue light they had seen before. The light flickered like a flame caught in the wind, and the hum grew louder as they entered the chamber. Ethan could feel the pressure in the air, a weight that pressed against his chest. "What is this place?" he muttered, stepping forward to examine the strange structure. It was a monolith, but not of stone. There was something living about it, something ancient and powerful. Lara moved to the base, tracing her fingers along the etched runes. "This is no ordinary magic. This feels like the heart of the ruins. Whatever power is here, it's connected to everything." Evan's eyes scanned the monolith, trying to make sense of the strange symbols, but they were unlike anything he had seen before. They were ancient, older than the star map, and yet there was a familiar rhythm to them, almost like a language he could feel but not understand. "Do you think this is what's been causing the creature to hunt us?" he asked, his voice cautious. Lara hesitated, glancing up at him. Perhaps the creature is a guardian pranitic, something within the ruins. This could be what it's been guarding. The hum of magic grew louder, a sharp, almost painful vibration in the air. The light from the runes began to intensify, casting strange shadows on the walls, twisting and shifting as if alive. Evan's heart raced. He couldn't shake the feeling that they were standing on the brink of something far larger than they realized. "We need to figure out how to stop it." Lara nodded, stepping closer to the monolith. "Wait," she whispered, her fingers pausing just above one of the runes. "I think I've seen this symbol before, but where?" Her voice trailed off as her eyes widened, her breath catching in her throat. Ethan stepped closer, concern flooding his chest. "Lara, I remember," she whispered, her voice shaking. "It's a symbol of bending toward, meant to trap something powerful within. If this is what I think it is, then whatever is in here is far worse than we imagined." Before Ethan could ask what she meant, the ground trembled beneath them. The monolith pulsed with a sudden burst of energy, and a low, menacing growl rumbled from deep within the chamber. The air crackled with dark power. "We need to live and oh," Ethan shouted, grabbing Lara's arm, but it was too late. A shadow began to emerge from the base of the monolith, writhing like smoke. As it took shape, it became clear it was no mere creature, no simple guardian. It was something ancient, a being bound by the very magic of the ruins. Its eye burned with an unnatural light, its form flickering in and out like a mirage. Lara drew her dagger, her body tense. "We can't fight this thing, not like this." The shadow lunged, and Ethan barely managed to sidestep, his sword flashing as he tried to strike. But the creature was fast, impossibly fast, and each time his blade passed through its form, it dissolved like mist, only to reassemble a moment later. "We need to disrupt the monolith," Lara shouted, her voice cutting through the case. "It's drawing power from it. If we destroy it, the creature might." Before she could finish, the creature's tendrils shot out, wrapping around her wrist, pulling her toward the base of the monolith. Ethan lunged forward, but the tendrils were too strong. "No!" Ethan cried, his heart pounding as he grabbed her hand, trying to pull her free. The creature hissed, its voice a low, guttural sound. "Leave or be consumed." Ethan's grip on Lara tightened. "I won't leave you." With one last desperate effort, he drove his sword into the monolith, the blade sinking deep into the stone. The magic flared, and the entire chamber seemed to shake. The creature screamed, a sound that made the very walls crack, and then, with a final, deafening roar, the monolith shattered, its runes flashing brightly before the interstructure collapsed, sending a shockwave of energy throughout the chamber. Ethan shielded Lara as the room exploded into a blinding light. When the light finally faded, the creature was gone, The chamber was silent, the hum of magic vanishing as quickly as it had come. Lair breathed heavily, her hand still clutching his. Is it over? Ethan didn't answer immediately. His gaze was locked on the ruins of the monolith, the pieces scattered across the chamber. Something told him that this was only the beginning, and whatever had been trapped inside was not gone for good. Not it, he said grimly, his grip on her hand tightening. We need to keep moving.